What is up, beautiful people? As always, I'm your wolf brother, Methos Kushmanada from the channel Frost and Fists. So, exciting news. This coming Saturday, I will be headed to a tournament at my local game store, my favorite local game store, Swords and Superheroes in Kingwood, Texas. And it's going to be an ITC style. And on top of that, it's also going to be teams of 3. So each person will compete individually, but as a team of 3, you will stack up points throughout the competition. They'll total your team's points together at the end, and that'll determine the winner. So I'm pretty excited. If you've been watching any of our battle reports on the channel, our friend Will, who is now an official part of the channel as our journalist, doing written out battle reports and stuff like that on our Facebook page. So he is now officially promoted and shall henceforth be known as the Shroud. So, Shroud from the Frost and Fists will be joining me. We'll be part of the team. Unfortunately, due to work commitments, Freak will not be able to make it. You know, we're really hoping to get him blooded in his first tournament, but at least that'll give him some extra time to get some more games in before he takes part in the tournament. I'm really excited. We're also picking up one of our best friends from the game store as our 3rd team member, so really looking forward to that, and I'll reveal all that later. If you check out our Facebook page, Shroud has actually been revealing his tournament list, and you can go check that out with his Loyalist Night Lords. And really excited to see how those are going to go in the tournament. As for myself, of course, you know I'm bringing my Silver Moon Wolves, and I'm going to share my list with you. You guys go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. But I've been in 2 leagues so far, and I've been in 2 tournaments so far, and I'm definitely a lot further than where I started. I'm not a super competitive, master tournament player, but I think I'm hoping this list will do me pretty well. It's actually helped me, it's actually done me pretty well in the last tournament I went in, and done a little tweaking since then, and it served me pretty well in the league I was in. So I'm really excited to see how the tweaks I've made performs going into this tournament. So I will be running a Champions of Fenris detachment. My HQ for that will be a Wolf Guard Battle Leader with a Frost Fury Relic, which will be 4 shots at 24 inches of Hell Frost, regular bolter damage, so Strength 4, AP 5, and I really love the Hell Frost special rule. I don't get to use it very often, but every once in a while when a shot makes it through and it gets to remove something from the table, super cool. That'll be my HQ for the Champions of Fenris. My 2 elites, that'll be the other mandatory part. I'll be taking my Dreadnought with a Fire Claw, so Flamer and Claw combo on one hand, and on the other hand a twin Link Las Cannon, so I can hopefully deal some extra damage from afar. My other elite choice will be my Pack of Wolfen, and my Pack of Wolfen will have a Pack Leader with the Double Claws, 1 more guy with Double Claws, 1 more guy with the Frost Axe, and 2 guys with Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers. So they'll be nice and tanky up front, and then I'll also have a few guys in there who can swing at initiative, so I can have a nice mixed bag of damage. In case anybody dies on the front end, they'll be able to swing again with that, Death Frenzy, which I love that ability so much. And then lastly on the Champions of Fenris list, I'll be taking a Land Speeder Squadron. Just 1 Land Speeder, but it's going to be equipped with double heavy bolters. Playing a little differently than most people like to play their speeders, but this one always works out pretty well for me. It always seems to, people really underestimate it, but I always equip with double heavy bolters and keep it right back at that max 36 inches and just pelt with strength 5 shots from a distance and really cause a ruckus in people's infantry lines. I mean, it usually works out pretty well. I've also killed killer cans with it, and a couple other like strength, armor 10, armor 11 vehicles when I get lucky. It works out pretty well. I usually use it to harass infantry, but just give somebody an extra little annoyance on the field, So that's it for the Champions of Fenris. I'll also be taking one of my favorite formations, and one I think is super, super overlooked. I like taking the Death Pack formation. So, Death Pack formation special rule is that anybody with the Warlord or within 12 inches can either shoot twice or something like that. They get a bonus to shooting. I never use that, So that's why I'm not super familiar with the shooting rule. I mean, Space Wolves shooting, not very often. No, my favorite part of the Death Pact formation is that anybody with the Warlord or within 12 inches gets to run and assault in the same phase. And when you're already moving 12 with the cavalry, getting the extra few inches for running and then assaulting in the same turn, and then what if they get a bonus from the Wolfen? You know, even more, just almost guaranteed to smash into their front lines right at the start of the fight. So, I really love that formation. So, my Death Pact formation will consist of a standard pack of 5 Grey Hunters and a Rhino. Also, I'll have my Thunderwolf Cavalry, of course. The pack leader will have the Frost Axe. My pack leader always has a Frost Axe. He will also have a Storm Shield with him. They're all going to have Storm Shields because they got to have that survivability. He will be accompanied by 2 other riders. One will have a Storm Shield and Power Sword, and one will have a Storm Shield and Power Lance. Now, everybody keeps telling me that the Lance is awful, and I believe it. But I think the Cavalry get enough of attack, you know, especially on the charge, especially with the rending, especially with the Strength 5, you know, plus any buffs they may get from the Wolfen. They usually are going to kill most things when they hit, so I'll still get the bonus from the Lance charging in. But honestly, the main reason why I like taking it is because spears are such a big part of the lore for Space Wolves when they're just mortal Vikings on the planet. And I hate to think that they lose that when they become Space Wolves. I mean, they've got power axes and swords and hammers. You know, I figured they would keep some semblance of that spear aspect in their culture. So I kind of like taking the Power Lance just to take it, honestly. A little bit of fluff in my army, even though I'm going to a competition. And then, of course, leading my Death Pact formation will be a Wolf Lord on Wolf Mount with 2 wolves escorting him. Runic armor, melt bombs, and of course, twin wolf claws. I figure he doesn't need the shield on him because being a wolf lord, he'll already have the 4-up invul, which pretty cool. Feeling pretty confident about that. Plus, he'll have all the guys with storm shields up front taking wounds for him. And then, of course, if he needs to break off, he and his wolves can peel away. So, pretty confident about that. You know, I like having the claws on my pack leader, or on my Wolf Lord, so that way he can strike at initiative and just cleave through stuff with that AP3. You know, if I get put against something with AP2, you know, I've still got the rending opportunity with the Thunderwolf mount. So, overall, I like that option. Also, I forgot to mention, not only is the Wolf Lord taking Melted Bombs, but the dude with the Power Sword and the Power Lance are also both taking Melted Bombs, just in case I come up against some really heavy armor. Alright, and then the last thing in this list is going to be a Spear of Rust formation. So taking an Iron Priest with a Tempest Hammer, a Land Raider Crusader, and a Daka Predator, rolling the double heavy bolters and the autocannon on top. So just getting that extra, you know, ability to lay down fire from a distance. So with that, of course, with the Spear of Rust formation, my Iron Priest will be able to give, he's going to be riding in the Land Raider, and of course he'll be able to give that Land Raider preferred enemy, or tank hunter, precision shots, so it's going to be a pretty cool formation. So here's my thought process. Of course, I'm going to go a double Death Star. I'm going to send the cavalry up one side of the table, the Land Raider full of Wolfen up the other side of the table. Okay, to take objectives, of course, the Speeder will be hanging mostly on the back, but it can take some of the closer objectives. My Rhino will have the Grey Hunters in it, and I'm going to put the Battle Leader with Frost Fury in it. So, Rhino automatically comes with, or, you know, I'll have the 2 shots from the Storm Bolter on it, plus 1 firing port will have Frost Fury, 4 more Hellfrost Strength 4 shots, and of course the other firing port will be another Bolter, so that's another 1 to 2, depending on my distance shots. So, you know, a Rhino rolling 7 shots, maybe 8 if I'm in rapid fire distance, every turn. That's not a bad little DACA vehicle for Rhino. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. So I'm going to have that rolling around to take objectives. It's going to shoot stuff too. Okay, I'm going to have my Land Raiders moving forward on one side of the table, my Cavalry moving forward on the other side of the table, trying to pincer stuff in, trying to hit some of the heavy hitters. Okay, I'm going to have on the back my Predator nailing shots from a distance. I'm going to have my Land Speeder nailing shots from a distance. And on that back line supporting the Speeder and the Predator, I'm going to have my Dreadnought also shooting some las cannon shots from a distance. But if anything pops up on my back line to take out my Speeder or my Predator, you know, I'll have the Dreadnought there with that Fire Claw ready to, you know, defend the Predator or any back objectives. You know, if they pop up on that back line, then I'm going to get a chance to work out some of that new Dreadnought 4 attacks, 5 on the charge goodness that the FAQs rolled out. So I'm really excited about this list. Let me know what you think about my list down in the comments below. And before you let me know, I already know, yeah, the super competitive stuff, you know, running a Librarian Conclave and going for the endurance and invisibility, that's super popular, but I'm trying to stick strictly Space Wolves. And yeah, I know I could be running the Ragnar formation and get like 1,000,000 free drop pods. That's really not my playstyle, though. I just want to run across the field and hit something in the face, right? And, you know, if I cheese it out with 14, 15, 100 drop pods, you know, that's sure I'll be more likely to win, but I won't really feel satisfied like I played my army. Plus, I hate putting together drop pods. I really do. They are a freaking pain in the butt to put together, and I definitely would not enjoy, you know, sitting around putting together 14 drop pods. So I'm really excited about this list. Again, let me have some feedback, but either way, I'm looking to have some fun. I'm really excited about getting in my first tournament, you know, with Will the Shroud, my awesome teammate, you know, and being there with another one of our great friends. I am sad that Freakalicious isn't going to be with me, but, you know, we'll rock him on in the next one. If you are excited to see me go to a tournament, I'm going to try and capture some footage and bring all that information back to you. So if you're excited about that, or if you like the list, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Alright, I already asked you for tons of comments, so if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, then the Shroud, Freakalicious, and I would love to have you as part of the pack on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.